Well, from source to sea, that was Ed Stafford's goal when he set out to walk the length of the Amazon River. The British explorer reached the end of his journey today. It took him 6,400 kilometers and an estimated 50,000 mosquito bites. Ouch. But today, Stafford can shuck off his shoes, put up his feet and congratulate himself on a job well done. Fionnuala Sweeney has been following Stafford's epic journey and even spoke to him in the last hour. She joins us now. That's how we feel about it. Put your feet up. How's he feeling?
Well, he's feeling somewhat exhausted, as you can imagine. In fact, he got out of the rainforest itself about a week ago, and so essentially had been walking a long road, but he found that almost tougher than being in the rainforest with its natural shading and cover. And in fact, yesterday he collapsed by the side of the road, or lay down as he put it, but found himself very, very ill indeed, and had to rest up a while because I think it really just got too much. And he said the experience of collapsing just so close to the end after 2.5 years trekking the Amazon River really humbled him. So earlier today we spoke to him because he just arrived a couple of hours ago on a beach in Brazil, and we also managed to find his mother, who is in England, Barbara Stafford.
What did she make of it?
And I actually asked her how concerned she must have been about her son over the last 2.5 years.
Let's listen.
I had 3 days when I was anxious. I've been fine about the rest because I've not really heard about anything until after the events. But when he got stung by a scorpion and I got to know it through a Facebook message, that was a bit worrying. And then when he was going to cross a tributary the other week and I hadn't heard after about 4 days, I got worried. But actually he hadn't set out, so that was a non-worry. Was worried just for a few hours yesterday after his collapse. It was very nice to hear that he was up and off again. And I've really been a bit worried until now about how his health is, but he seems fine, so I shan't worry anymore.
Excellent. And how would you describe your son?
Well, I just think he's fantastic. I don't know what to say to that question. I think what he's done is absolutely amazing, and I am very proud of him.
And Ed, you must be blushing there under the sun on the beach in Brazil.
Yeah, I am somewhat.
He really does look mortified, doesn't he?
He does, actually. There you go. Walked 2.5 years along the jungle and you think you're a man. But he's 34 years of age. He was a member of the British Army before he decided to take on this expedition. And essentially, he was doing it for the rainforest, to draw attention to the plight of the rainforest, and also for charities. But as you heard his mother say there, he had been bitten by scorpions. Well, he had also at one point got what's known as a botfly in his head, and that can be seen on his website, walkingtheamazon.com. And essentially what it meant was there was a fly that he picked up in the jungle that had been buzzing around in his head. There you can see it being removed, but in order to remove it they had to kill it with some glue and essentially then pull it out. But basically for a couple of days he'd been walking around with this botfly in his head, and so that compares to the some 50,000 mosquito bites and the odd scorpion and anaconda he came across on the way by. We should just mention he was also walking with his trusty Peruvian comrade Cho, who was only supposed to walk with him for a few days to get him through some dangerous territory, and actually ended up staying with him for the whole 9 yards, so to speak.
Well, which is incredible. I would have quit at the first opportunity. And I understand his trusty friend was saying he was looking forward to a fresh glass of milk, something like that.
Well,
that's one report.
Our understanding is that he's had perhaps more than a fresh glass of milk since they arrived on the beach this morning.
I'm sure.
We'll have more on this on World One with a full interview when we'll actually hear from Ed, not only his mother.
Fantastic. Now, I just want to ask you what he's planning to do next after all of this. Did he give you any insight into his next...
Yeah, he's turning out to be quite the motivator and the motivational speaker, and he said he already has a project up for 2011, but as yet, he said it's top secret, so more details ahead.
I know you can get it out of him. I'm not worried. Fionnuala Sweeney, many thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, check out Ed's website. There's information on the expedition, all his blogs, photos and videos. Just go to walkingtheamazon.com and be sure to tune in for World One when Fionnuala will play the whole interview, of course. Now, a wager between two ambassadors over the